Hi, I'm Katie.
George Blankley.
Hi, I'm Coral.
Hi, I'm Yunon.
Hi, I'm Hoospawn.
Hi, I'm Gina.
Feeling like we're almost there. Words unspoken, disappearing in the
Callie, and you guys have my consent to use whatever it is you're using on video.
So, are you Planned Parenthood? Are you pro Planned Parenthood or against it?
A pro.
Pro? Okay, you know that it's been used by pimps to have pregnant underage prostitutes abort their pregnancies?
I did not know that. Well, just because some people who are criminals might use this to their advantage doesn't really mean that you should put it down for everybody. Kind of
Did you know that Planned Parenthood is the largest single provider for abortions, and some say they promote abortion rather than as a last resort? They use it as a last resort.
That's a very extreme way to talk about Planned Parenthood, but I suppose, yeah, I did know that.
Okay, and how do you feel about our tax dollars funding this program? What do you think?
I think it should go for it. I mean, morally or not, it's a health hazard to not do so, and there's a whole bunch of practices that are being funded by our taxes that people would probably disagree on in the first place, so I mean, I think it's more of a practicality and medical concern than it is for someone's own personal feelings about it.
Do you guys think the first girl, Callie, was a critical thinker?
I think she was very open-minded and stuff. Like she really gave her opinion and kind of stuck to it. So, in my opinion, yeah.
But she was also like willing to listen to other people, the other side of it, but then like give her reasons, like you said, to why she was for Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, like when you guys brought up the fact about like the abortions, she like listened to it and was like surprised and actually said she didn't know it, but she still like agreed with what she said. Like she didn't really change her view, but was willing to listen to it.
Yeah, and I think she really knew what she was saying. Like, she gave details to, like, why she was pro-choice on Planned Parenthood. So, I think that kind of gave her the...
My name's Alex Birch, and I consent to this video.
Hi, Alex. I was gonna ask you, what's your take on Planned Parenthood?
Well, I don't really agree with Planned Parenthood. I don't really think it's a good thing necessarily.
May I ask why?
I mean, because they give they kind of encourage people to agree to have sexual relations with each other, and sometimes it can lead to unplanned pregnancy, and then they will go and do an abortion, basically. So I don't really think that's a good thing.
Planned Parenthood offers birth control and pregnancy tests and stuff. So how would you say that that's a bad thing, that they're helping those who might get pregnant not get pregnant?
Well, I mean, I guess it's good that they do that, but it's still kind of like encouraging people to do it, to go and like they know they have a backfall to it, so like, okay, I'm just gonna go and like have sex with people. And
But let's say people did not have that backfall. Do you think they just wouldn't ever, or do you think they still would?
I mean, I guess they still would.
But now there's a second option. There's
Right.
a backup plan.
Right. That's
Does
true.
that make sense?
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, so you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing
All right.
about it.
Well, thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.
You guys go.
So I thought he was really honest and like what he didn't know, and then the fact that we kind of changed his opinion was good. So I think he was a critical thinker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that, because like he started off like with saying his view, but then like once we actually told him facts, he completely was
Yeah.
like, oh, like never mind.
I like how he reasoned and he used logic and stuff. But, like what we gave him, he took it in and kind of like utilized it and like agreed with us. Like
Yeah.
So.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I consent for you to record me.
What are your views on Planned Parenthood?
Well, personally, I believe the idea that someone would tell someone else what they can and cannot do with their own body is kind of absurd in a way, because I think that if a woman is, for example, raped, okay, the idea that she is forced against abortion doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying you're pro-choice?
I am pro-choice, yes.
Well, on that note, there are a lot of U.S. citizens who are not pro-choice, and their tax dollars go to fund Planned Parenthood. So do you think that it is immoral of them to have to pay their tax dollars to something that they do not believe in?
No, I don't. Because that's like saying, oh, that CEO of a large corporation doesn't want to pay taxes for his companies. He doesn't want to, therefore he shouldn't have to. In a way, that's kind of relates in my mind. If someone doesn't want to do something, and they live in the country where if they would need to, then sorry.
Second male interview, he was definitely interesting. He definitely stood his ground. I felt like I would not be able to change his mind, no matter how many facts I put in front of his face.
So does that mean he's not a critical
But
thinker?
I wouldn't say he wasn't necessarily not a critical thinker. I just feel like he actually knew a lot about the topic already. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like because he stated why. So like he kind of did have his views, and I feel like he at least attempted to listen, but he was quick to make answers.
Yeah.
So I guess like he wasn't necessarily a critical thinker, I guess, based on that. But I'd say like it was more just because he already knew a lot about the
He
topic.
had good arguments back.
Yeah,
but
he's using good analogies too.
He
to
used
persuade
a
us,
lot of examples, like a lot of scenarios that he put together that would be the equivalent of
But I feel like it's like our teacher said, when he listened, he was listening to rebuttal it. Just so quickly to be like, no, because.
And his rebuttal went on for a good amount of time and had a good amount of information in it too.
Yeah.
So as far as I think he controlled his feelings, but I don't think he was necessarily listening attentively.
Yeah.
Because if he was doing it to disagree, not necessarily listen. So
yeah,
absolutely.
I think
pretty solid on his.
I think he controlled his feelings, but not.
Yeah, so he wasn't kind of understanding both sides. He would listen, kind of, but then no, this is why my side is right.
I'm Andy, and I give my permission and consent for this thing.
My name's Tatiana, and I give consent permission.
What are your guys' view on Planned Parenthood? Are you for it or against it?
I'm for it, totally.
Now, why are you for it?
Because I, as a girl, if I can't get, hands-on birth control or something, and I want to take it, I can just go there. And they give out, condoms, and they do STD testing and stuff.
How do you feel about Planned Parenthood kind of saying abortion, promoting abortion rather than having it as a second option?
Well, I just have a quick question. How do they promote it?
Because it's saying oh, here's an easy and cheap way to get rid of your unborn child that you don't want.
I mean, I don't think that's the way they say that. I think that's just there.
I think it's just making it an easier way that you don't have to think about oh, even if I do get pregnant, I have this option. So it's maybe for certain people, it's making them take less precautions than they usually do.
I'm not for abortion, and if I get pregnant at a young age, I would still think about it, I mean, it's a possibility, and it's something you take into consideration, because having to tell my parents, and my older sister got pregnant when she was 17, and then that kind of just takes a toll on everyone, So I think it's kind of important, and I get that it's bad and immoral, because I think it is too, but I think for people to go against it, you're killing someone, I mean, essentially, you're doing what you think is best for your life, and someone can't tell you, you shouldn't do that,
Right.
Yeah.
So Congress has passed a bill to shut down funding, government funding of Planned Parenthood. And how do you feel about people who do not believe in abortion and don't support Planned Parenthood having their taxes go towards funding?
I don't have any problem with people who aren't for abortion. I'm pretty much on the same page as her.
Yeah.
But I think time and time again, it's kind of proven necessary.
Yeah.
Like a necessary evil. So it's almost like kind of.
And like, if you don't do it like legally, you're gonna do it illegally, and it's like not sanitary and healthy, and you can get like infections or whatever. And
The
like,
other side of that too is if these people end up having kids and they can't afford an abortion or what, then taxpayers' money might go to their welfare checks or their healthcare checks, stuff like that.
All right. So the last one we'll talk about is the couple.
This was
we'll
so
talk about them together.
interesting. I liked how we did them both at the same time. It was a very unique experience, and it was funny because Planned Parenthood is kind of relevant to them.
Yeah.
Right, because they were a couple.
Yeah.
Couple, definitely.
I mean, I think the girl used more of like a personal preference when she brought up her sister that got pregnant at 17, which I think that everybody would have that connection if that happened to them. They would like have a very strong opinion about it. So
I wouldn't say she was a critical thinker because like she just basically, even when she's like brought up that if she got pregnant she'd probably think about it differently, she still held her view even when she brought it up. Whereas I actually thought the guy was a critical thinker because like he asked where like when we were saying our facts against.
Yes.
Yeah, he
or
questioned
for,
us.
Like he questioned us and asked like, oh, where do you get that from?
yeah, where are these facts
Where are
from?
these facts from kind of thing. So like it wasn't like he was just blatantly like saying like no, like he like was asking like for that reason.
It would say both sides.
What the heck? I literally just went over the fact that she wasn't.
I did it! Behind the camera. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.